Admit patient 937. Diagnosis, terminal reality fracture. Welcome to your permanent confinement, or as we like to call it, the electric circus. Oh, you are going to love it here. For the next 2 hours, we are locking you in with the strange, the odd, the paranormal, and the completely unexplainable. Are you losing your mind too? Let us hear your wildest stories. Call the asylum line right now at 386-227-7284. That's 386-227-7284. Don't keep the doctors waiting.
It's 10 o'clock on the dot. There's only one place to be where X marks the spot. That's right, baby. It's Joker's Wild Smile and Dial. Alongside me, the badass Bodie. Of course, we got Joker in the house and JB, who kind of looks like a 3D response security guard tonight. But it's badass. Good to see you, JB. All right, guys. Good show. I don't know if the comments are working tonight. I know they've been screwed up out there, but for all you guys tuning in, you guys make sure you know your routine. Share it out far and wide to your friends, your team rooms, your enemies. That's right, the people that might not like us. DM them. Maybe they want to come in tonight and hang out with us. Vote it out, and I promise you we'll repost your quote post. Drive it up to the top of the timeline. Blast it all the way over to where? All the way over to Iran. We'll see if our friends of the sand want to lend us a hand if there's anything left of all their land tonight, right here on the Joker's Wild, man. I went down to Dearborn, Michigan today. Unbelievable time. Yeah, I had Bodie in my ear. She actually told me, time to get the hell out of there, Drax. I said, no. Let's stay here. They're only looking like they're getting ready to, blow up buildings. So these people were looking like they were getting ready to fight, And, I thought, no, let's stay back. And I had Buck in my ear going, meet my friend. He's there somewhere. But Bodie goes, you need to go now. You need to get out of there. So I trusted in Bodie, and thank God I did. My car was parked behind the Dearborn police station. I seen the Antifa people were coming in. I found out after I got back, when I went down there, I said, they got guns. Yeah, it was they were open carrying down there, all that stuff. Unbelievable. Yeah. And there's me with you know what I had? A media stage. Yeah, a plastic.
Oh, I'm not live stream. Oh yeah. I support Antifa. Sure. Let me get out of this group for a minute. Yep.
Good patriots, the God-fearing Christians that were there, they did not mind you filming, taking pictures. But I'll tell you what, the other ones, they give you the one eye. Like,
what did the guy say to you as you were walking to your car?
Yeah, I'm leaving for my car. You didn't hear the first guy ask me, "Do you know Jake Lang?" I said, I've never heard of him. Kept walking because I'm solo down there. Right? And now, I didn't dress up in red, white, and blue. I just wore the standard Flint garb. And I'm walking down, and Bodie, here's the guy. He goes, "What's up, OG?" And there was like 5 of these guys wearing masks. I mean, black mask. Closest I've ever been to these people, And I'm like, oh my God. I said, kept walking, man. I didn't want to answer. I heard the next guy go, "Who are you with?" Or I just kept walking. And Bodie goes, "Did he just call you OG?" Now, I don't know if that was a rude thing for me or a good thing. In Flint, that's a sign of respect. Old gangster, But hey, they let me keep walking. I got to the car, and had I not listened to Bodie, though, I would probably still be down there. They blocked off the back of the police station where all these bikers were pulling in there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It got one.
You think the bikers weren't supporting Antifa more than likely on the other side? Or?
They were all for Trump. Okay. I didn't see
anything. Okay, yeah. That's what I was going to say. Okay, that's cool.
Where people on the internet were saying, though, where are all the bikers? It's like, okay, they had it coordinated off to where they would have had to park their bikes at the police station parking lot. And there was there's a nice gap to walk between there before you got up to, I think it was the Henry Ford Library, where they were having all the chaos. By the time I left, man, by the time I was leaving, Antifa was starting to show up. But when you see the guns and stuff, it was like, okay, I'm just down here by myself solo. I got Bodie saying, go, go, go.
Well, before you even got home, there people were getting arrested. Antifa. I mean, everyone was looking for a fight, regardless of what side you were on.
Everybody. Yeah, I could feel that tension building. Like I told you, I'm about like, no, I gotta go. It's gonna be ready to pop off in here. You weren't even home
before. You weren't even home before Jake Lane got attacked too.
Yeah, and I seen Jake Lane. They had a truck down there. And I don't think that was Lane's trucks that had a lot on. I got a video of it, but they got a lot of propaganda against him. It was flashing.
Oh, okay.
I never been to nothing like it. It was very cruel. Cool. Thinking already in the lines. All right, you guys. Make sure you guys are sharing it out far and wide. Tell them there's no place left to hide. Tonight.
Repost it again.
Yeah,
repost it. Double check here.
I just want to let everybody know it seems that X chat is down, but the YouTube chat is up. So if you would like to join our chat, feel free to join us on YouTube. I could tell you what, I will drop my YouTube link in the first comment of my highlight.
There you go. Yeah, that would be better because I tell you what, the comments have been broken on EV Mux. I hereby tell EV Mux they have about 3 days before I'm swapping to a different studio server. They need to figure their stuff out. All right, you guys, continue to share it out. Joker, we'll drop that link down there so you can join us on the YouTube. I believe the Rumble chat side works too, but Drax forgot to hook it up, so just check out YouTube. All right, so tonight we're diving into a subject that's equal parts of ancient, mysterious, and very alive in the modern world: witches and Wicca. For centuries, the word witch, I should say, was used as an accusation, something people feared, hunted, or misunderstood. Today, thousands of people openly call themselves witches or Wiccans. Wicca itself is a modern, nature-based spiritual path that took shape in the mid-20th century, and drawing from older European folk traditions, seasonal cycles, and deep reverence with the earth. If not, it's not a single rigid religion. Some practitioners follow a formal covenants and the wheel of the year. Others create their own solitary electric practice. And not every witch is a Wiccan. Witchcraft is a craft, while Wicca is one of the paths that practice it. Wow. So tonight we got a great guest. I met her down in X Spaces. Hang on one second. See a little feedback coming back from somebody's mic. There we go. All right, rock and roll. I met this lady on X Space when I did Drax's coffee shop, and it was a pop-up space I had. And I told her, I said, you'd be a perfect guest for Joker's Wild Smile and Dial. So with that said, let's bring her up. The real witch. And I'm going to mute your mic, JB, just for a second because we're getting a lot of feedback. You just plug it in. Yeah. Rock on. Real witch, good to see you. Welcome to Joker's Wild Smile and Dial. How are you doing this evening?
How are you? I'm doing good.
Alive and well. And staying out of Twitter jail, baby.
Yeah, but as long as you stay out of real jail, we'll all be good.
Wow. All right. Well, I hope so. They could have nabbed me up today, but they didn't.
Oh, glad.
They didn't want to get my little ass. I mean, I was for sure if I stayed longer, if I didn't listen to Bodie, I would have probably went to jail just for, but because I could probably do some damage with a plastic media stick.
Yeah, you should always listen to the woman.
Always. So I met you in Drax's coffee chat. It was the first time I ever did that space. We got lucky, me and Bodie, we brought him in, and we found a witch. We were so excited about that. How long have you been on X?
I don't know, since 2020.
Oh, for a while.
Yeah, 2023. I don't know. It's been a while.
Have you met other witches on the platform?
No.
No. I don't. You're the second witch that I've met. Because I know a regular practitioner witch named Shannon that I met in my space 4 years ago, and I still hear from her from time to time. And you're the second real one I met, and so it's amazing that because there's a lot of you guys out there now.
There's really, honestly, more than you think, but because we don't like okay, I'm gonna mess this word up.
Procrastinate.
No, we don't like go door to door and ask for your support, or we don't need extra members. We don't proselytize.
You don't hound them like a Jehovah Witness, is what you're saying.
That's right. Yeah, we don't call out. We don't call out and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Maybe you want to come do it too. When you're when you find this path, you either find others, which is good, but it poses complications for me because I like control. So I practice solitary out of my need for control.
And solitary means you practice alone, so you're not like a coven. We went over witches on here and how sometimes they like to work in groups.
Yeah, I would love to find a group of like-minded individuals that I could, experience something with, but I've lived here all my life. I've never really moved from this area, and still, like Drax, who's been on X for a minute, I suppose, and has only met one. We don't go out and advertise it because we're afraid of the kickback we're going to get.
Yeah, definitely. There are some harsh views of it because with the Hollywood stuff too, that portrays it as almost a fetal nightmare to a witch, but it's so different in the real path.
It is.
So let's talk about that. You got into this path. So how did you discover the witchcraft? How old were you when you got into this?
It's I traced it back a little bit with Bodhi, and I just decided to pin it on my mom.
Your
My
mom,
mom's fault.
your mother.
Yeah, my mom's fault. We used to go to a church in Upland, and it was a conventional Christian church in most ways, in the way that the minister, Robert Cheney was his name. His wife was I want to say Dorothy, but I'm not sure. But I want to say Dorothy Cheney. He used to give a sermon, and he would pick a section of the Bible, and he would tell us the story of the story, from the Bible, and why it should pertain to our life. But after that, um, there was a big screen in the front, and it would just drop down, and there was the biggest picture of Jesus I had ever encountered, and he was basically in the resurrection pose, rising up from in the clouds, in the sun, and we were supposed to use this image and focus on it, and we meditated for a half an hour, and the meditation threw me into a better place than the actual hearing of the words of the sermon did.
Yeah.
Then afterwards, my mom would take me into the bookstore, and I smelled the incense, and I could touch everything. And that was, usually a no-no in most churches. They don't like you to touch unless they tell you to.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got my hands on a deck of rider cards,
The
the tarot,
Yeah.
they like buzzed when I touched them. They just kind of hummed a little bit, like
Connection.
when you get that drug for the first time. I wanted them so bad, and my mother bought them for me. Crazy woman.
So
She bought.
you say you're using a rider. Those are the standard rider deck. Was it not?
That's what I started with. Yeah, that's what I started with, a standard rider deck. After that, I got.
Excuse me. Hang on. If I can
Go ahead.
explain to me like I'm a retard, fresh off the short bus. What is a rider deck?
A rider deck is just the name. It's RYDER, and it's just the name of a deck of a tarot. So
They
it's
deck with all tarot cards, or is it just
no, it's just the basic. It's just a basic deck. They make decks with absolutely every picture you could imagine on them.
Yeah.
For every reason.
But rider, I think, is the most sold deck of tarot.
Yeah, it's the most classic. It's like buying a deck of
primary colors, kind of?
Bicycle cards.
say that again, Drax.
A deck of bicycle cards.
That's the one. Yes, it's like buying a deck of bicycle cards. That's why I picked them, because they looked familiar to me. So that's how I learned. And then afterwards, when I was able to choose my own, I picked a deck of the dragon deck, and I've had that one all my practice.
Yeah, they have the Wicked deck, the Dragon. You said there's all kinds of different decks.
There's all kinds. You can basically get anything you want.
How old were you when you got the cards?
I was, let me think, 14.
14. So young. And your mom bought you the cards.
Mm-hmm.
But she took you to this church too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did she know that there was a connection between you and the cards?
Yeah.
Well, how did she feel about that? Being you were a Christian girl, and here you are starting to embrace the old religion.
Yeah, she didn't. She actually promised. She promised me that she would let me be me and to do what I wanted, and I said I appreciate it. She just did not want me to read them for others. She didn't want me to use them.
So did you tell your friends about it when you were 14? Did you tell your friend, the girlfriends,
Of course.
like, these spooky
Oh,
over here?
I was a 14-year-old, an only child, a 14-year-old girl with like no friends. Of course I told.
Did it help make
Nobody
friends?
that would listen.
Did it help make the friends? Like, okay.
No, not really, no. Didn't.
Not really. Wow. All right, man. That's great, man. I think you brought your cards. We're going to get into those tonight. Hopefully you do a little reading. I know sometimes you got to be there to do the reading, but I promise you I can astral travel there, no problem. All right. Yeah, I've been studying, because we've been working on this show. We're going to open a portal here. I'm going to pull the demon out. We're going to throw it in the box with JB.
I should have brought my box. Okay.
And
Next time. Yes. Bodhi brought a box. Okay. We're
Well,
good.
no, we have all the signs. Remember, we can open a portal.
we can open a portal.
Right.
We are working on this. I
Oh
mean,
my
And Bodhi plans on kicking me through it in case I chicken
I'll
out.
pull the demon out.
Yeah.
What else would I do?
And then Joker's going to draw the door from Beetlejuice, knock on it, open it.
Right. And just
Take the
open
demon
it.
out. Boom, JB will be back in full vigor.
I swear to God, if you pull out one of those pinhead boxes, I am out of here. I am out of here. That one scared me. It did.
I'm
It
going
gave me
looking for a
nightmares.
reptilian. I'm going looking for a reptilian, and I know they're there. Just one of the things
Well,
I'm looking for in the portal.
A transgender reptilian that Bodhi kicks into that box with you.
JB will come out.
I really hope not.
JB will come out of that tank, be like, "The box you called, I came." Pins start poking out of his skin. I'm like, "Yep, see you."
Comes out with
Gotta go.
my lord, my lord. So, all right, in this religion, but people don't understand. There's a lot of different paths you can follow.
Yeah.
My aunt, for instance, was a Teutonic witch in the Germanic fashion. There's some that study the Greek,
Very
god,
old.
And so, what's your path in this? How did you discover your path of gods and goddesses?
It was actually, I would have to say, Scott Cunningham is the biggest influence I have as a solitary practitioner. He was the first one that I looked at a book and I was able to understand what I was feeling and transform that into a ritual design. And
You said
it's,
a ritual design.
yeah,
Do you want to
yeah.
explain a little bit about the ritual? What do you mean by that? A ritual design?
It's okay. Well, basically, it's whatever you need to form a connection with your deities, with whoever you want to talk to. So for me, it can be the candles for the elements in the colors of air, earth, fire, and water.
JB.
And those would be set up, in the corresponding north, east,
Southwest.
southwest, the whole thing. I also have used the candles are the easiest. And I actually, when I travel, I carry a little tiny box and it has different candles in it. And I use birthday cake candles.
You said you take these when you travel. Have you ever had trouble at TSA with this?
No.
Okay, good.
I was packing in my carry-on. Pack it in the carry-on.
Okay,
And it's not anything, it's I get the little pack of matches. They don't really mind. Never had a problem with it.
I've snuck lighters in through TSA.
Snuck lighters. But basically, in the ritual design, he just helped me figure out why the candles are elemental and need to be in the space that they're in, and that you could also use other elements like stones, different stones, like citrine represents air, lava represents fire, earth, salt, um, water, obviously water. There's, it's very, very easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. And before that, it seemed like if you were watching, like heaven forbid the craft, if you don't have a cauldron with a wine bottle and your cakes and everything ready to go, then the butterflies aren't coming down and you're not having a party.
Okay, go back. What do you mean the butterflies aren't coming down? Is that metaphor?
Did you never see the craft?
Okay, you're talking about the movie with the butterflies coming down. Okay, now I'm back with you. Wow.
It was, wasn't it? If I could do some craft magic, oh my goodness, it would be so movie witch magic. I would choose, I don't know, practical magic or the craft. They both have I don't know, positives, I guess. It'd be hard pressed to choose one, but I definitely the craft, the butterflies. I love it when she's just dragging herself on the on her toes, right? You still right? You still have to pay for it, by the way. So you said I'm not paying for anything. I wasn't accusing you, darling. I just meant if you're on a streaming service, they're not like streaming it for you for free. You have to pay for Fruza.
Oh yeah, you have to pay for
Yeah.
this crap too that don't even work half the time. I know that.
I was never allowed to watch either one. So
Really?
I watched The Craft. You know that movie is a bad influence. My little cousin, she watched The Craft, became her favorite movie. She had to watch it all the time. Next thing you know, she was dressing like a vampire with all that.
Well, goth is really it's easy and it's well, it used to be a statement. I tried for a minute and it
With the goth stuff, you tried that?
yeah, I
Wow, you rocked
tried.
it out, huh? You rocked it.
Black I wear a lot of black clothing, but like the black makeup, no.
But I remember that movie. Remember the spell they did to switch the red lights to green? You know, and they go through and she was switching the red lights in her head. So
You
I
mean the eyeballs?
yeah, it was on The Craft, I believe. They were running down they were going through all the red lights, but they would turn green right when they
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And the spell I read one time was count of 1, the spell's begun. Count of 2, lights in tune. Count of 3, spells in sync with me, or the lights are in sync with me. And then you drive through. I tried it once, bam, they hit me right in the ass. I couldn't believe it, right in the side.
Yeah,
I made it 3 lights before it failed.
because you started thinking about it too hard.
Too hard, too fast. Insurance bit me. Too hard, too fast. Insurance bit me in the ass. I promise.
Right?
And when I tried to tell the cop, I was like, no, I was doing the perfect spell. He's like, what the hell are you
Right?
doing?
You don't understand. You don't understand. It's my right.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
What the hell was that?
Ashley Craft loves The Craft, by the way.
What,
She's
Craft?
the one that I can see in the chat. Ashley Craft loves the
Of course.
Craft.
But Ashley, was it one of your favorite movies?
Yeah.
Did you dress up as Morticia Adams after watching it? Wow. Wow. Yeah, that was the only thing I didn't like about The Craft, you also know, is I'm not a big fan of the snake. And there's a lot of snakes. Remember when she gets mad at the girl, she sends all the snakes into the bathroom.
Mhm.
See, I haven't seen the movie in 23 years, but I remember that.
Yes.
Off topic. One holiday, they forced me to watch Snakes on a Plane at my own Christmas. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
You
I'm
have
not
to watch
watching
the
that.
motherfucking snakes on the
Just saying.
motherfucking plane.
Could you
Excellent.
Yeah, could you imagine? I thought it was Christmas, man. They're like, Drax, we want to watch a movie. What movie would you like to watch? Maybe Scrooge? Maybe The Christmas Carol? No, Drax, we want to stay on a plane. Ruin my whole Christmas.
Nope, I'm skipping that.
You have not seen maybe Snakes on a Plane? My God, you got to be careful with those.
I
What do you call
only
our
seen the
favorite
part, one scene. That was enough.
One scene. That's all you need.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
tired of
it's
these motherfucking snakes
snakes
on
on
this
this
motherfucking plane at the end. That was it. But other than that, I was good. Because
Yeah,
I was flying a lot back then. So yeah, no.
Oh, that was definitely on the fly list. Yeah, if you were flying on the plane, you had to be plugged into. Yep.
How did they get those through TSA?
Do you know they played that on a flight I was on? That's why I was like, you got to be shitting me that this is one of the movies on the playlist.
You should watch, man.
Sounds like a good time.
Whenever they ask me, like, why are you watching a movie, Drax? I'm studying the plane flying this way to see what altitude we're at. He's got a joke.
And a side note, you remember the movie Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes? That was on the plane on a flight I was on too. I was seriously a plane hijacking while we're on a plane. But please continue. Just had to throw that in there.
You throw Connor in there, you have a trifecta.
I never understood when they talk about the airbags drop down for oxygen. What is that for? When you're falling out of the air, like, hey, hang on. You want
high.
Yep.
Get high. That's what that is. It's a diversion. It's a I'm sorry.
That's what
It's a diversion.
it's like, here, use my air. Use the air. You can scream a little while longer.
Yeah, kind of.
Like Rodin said, we have to watch the altitude so we know when to jump. I said, are you shitting? And then when they say there's a little life there's life preserver down there. Right, I'm 30,000 feet in the air. You really think we're going to hit the lake and go, hey, get the life preserver?
It's happened.
Yeah, on the Hudson. And
On the flight, I go down. We're hitting a mountain. I don't think that's gonna help. So
they don't
Go
want
straight
that.
in.
Even if I survive, I get eaten by the shark.
Eating bugs.
Yep, it's my
eat a lot of garlic.
swimming
They don't
up
like
the lake
garlic.
and get
They'll
eaten by
skip
the
you.
shark.
Yeah, like a mosquito. They'll skip you if you eat a lot of garlic. So I've heard.
So sharks are vampires?
Somewhat.
Sharks don't
Somewhat.
like garlic. I don't know.
Supposedly, we are rare attacks, that we are not supposed to be their main food source. When they
Yeah.
see us, they're attacking us because they think we're a fat little chunky seal. That's what they prefer.
See, I'm pretty thin, so I enjoyed my night swim in the ocean. I had no problem with no sharks.
No,
They didn't think I was a fat little seal. They left me clear alone. I promise you that. All right. Oh,
I'm sorry, did you say dolphin molestation?
Yeah. Yeah.
that actually, why do I think that
So-
might be fun?
Me going swimming with the dolphins just came off the bucket list. Thank you.
Off the-
Appreciate it, brother.
Were you going to go ride a dolphin? Jake?
You can go swimming with the dolphins about 20 minutes from me. That's
I thought he was going
it's
to.
coming off the bucket list.
I thought he was molesting the dolphin. You get out and ride the dolphin out to the waves.
Well,
apparently it's the other way around.
St. Pete, about 15, 20 minutes away, St. Pete has a thing where you can swim with the dolphins. It's like a tank thing. I was going to try it one day.
When you say
I'm skipping that one now.
that's what it's called, St. Pete's.
Yeah. You went to eat there, I think.
I thought it was St. Petersburg.
St. Pete. Yeah, St.
Yeah.
Petersburg, but everybody calls it St. Pete.
Okay,
Yeah.
St. Pete's.
Well, the locals taught me. They corrected me.
Locals
So
taught
they're like, "Oh, it's St. Pete." I'm like, "Okay."
okay. Locals taught me swim in ocean at night, shuffle your feet to make sure nothing bites them or something like a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stingrays and crabs.
Stingrays and crabs. All right, rock and roll. We're here with the Real Witch on Joker's Wild Smile and Dial. We got a half hour to those phone lines crack open at 386-227-7284. Store that number in your phone. The chat is down tonight, so we expect those phones to be ringing with questions for the Real Witch in the next hour. And we also know Dr. Smitty's got some information he's going to call and tell us all about, which we can't wait to look forward to. Make sure you share out far and wide. Tell them there's no place left to hide. Why? Because we got the receipts. All right, rock and roll. Let's move on through. Let's see here. What was the first moment that you said, I know that the cards made you feel like some kind of
I'm
connection,
sure.
but this is spiritual stuff. You kind of, at one point, they say all witches can commune a little bit with the other side. So what was the most aha moment there, and what age were you when that happened? When you finally realized, like, it's more than anything I thought, I can now communicate with even a dead ancestor.
Haven't tried the dead ancestors. I'm a little afraid of that type of communication. My biggest aha moment, let me think. It would probably be I started to play with the cards, but my mother asked me not to use the cards. So I learned them, but I did not read them with anybody else. And because I didn't have any friends, I was able to keep that promise to her for a very, very long time until I was over 18. And then I feel that all promises made to parents after you're 18 kind of vanish because after that, you're responsible for yourself. So eventually I did start, reading for friends and whatnot. And, sometimes it would be a good interpretation. Sometimes it would be just a fair interpretation. But
Let me ask you, did you study books on it, or were you interpreting the way you read them?
I use the book that came with the deck, and then I would basically, with whatever question they were asking the card, I would use my interpretation of the meaning to give them their answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So your interpretation,
Yeah.
and did you find that sometimes your answers probably? I mean, I've noticed that when I had a tarot deck back in the day, sometimes your answers are almost in tune to what they are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it
And
for people.
yes, I I probably, if there was like the LA County Fair year round, I could probably rent a booth and do the Esmeralda thing because you're right enough of the time, unless you do a deep spread. Now, I'm talking about just a 3 card spread. If you do a 3 card spread, that's basically your past, present, and future. And so for whatever question you're asking, it would say what the background of the question was and what the meaning of it now and what the meaning of the future is going to be. And that's basic. That hits most of the time. That's carnival. If you're going to do a real reading, for me, I found it more intuitive and more effective if I used a 5 card spread, which just gives a little bit more information to the person asking the question. That's all, because the cards are just reacting to the emotions that the person is giving. I'm just a conduit for that. My aha moment didn't come from my cards though, because like I said, they're 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 50-50.
So do you ever, if you were to read do you ever get a card or pull a card, or I don't even know who pulls cards, but uh, are you ever like,
Read
nope,
them.
that one's not right, that one's a lie?
Um, well, no, you can't. You can't really.
It's cheating.
Yeah, exactly. Can't really do that. The only thing you can do is with the card, you have to. That's why some of it, like I say, you could do carnival kind of tricks with it because the cards need to be kept in a format. So when they're turned over in the same way that they were laid down. Either they're laid down in the upward fashion or the downward fashion. The downward fashion gives you a negative view on the meaning of the card. So you could kind of misinterpret if you didn't keep the deck correct and kind of flipped at random. Then you can put the cards in a way that would read exactly the way you think the person wants the question answered.
Oh, that makes sense. Huh.
That's why you need a big spread. And Michelle Greer, she's right. It's
So in your bigger spread, are you using minor arcana and major arcana? Because I know there's two different sets to these.
yeah. I stick to the major. That's only because I don't have that much memory capacity, and I've held these cards for so long that I have to get out my book when I use the big card spread. So I stick to the 5 card spread mostly when I do use them.
That's mostly with the major arcana. That's your
Yeah.
now there's 72, isn't there, in the minor? But that's the three of swords, the swords, the pentacles.
Yeah, the deck is like this big.
Wow, wow, and
My
they
deck right now is this big.
unbelievable. Good, you brought your tools with you, man. I love it when you bring toys.
Oh
Unbelievable.
yeah. It's my husband buys me the loveliest purses, and one of them came with this little tiny bag. And the first thing I thought was, that's where I'm gonna keep my cards. That's where I keep my cards.
That's the first thing you thought. You said, "Hey, those are going to be for my tarot cards."
Yeah.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. So, what about runes? Have you ever did any work with runes?
Um, I find runes fascinating. I've never used them, but I do believe that
The runes came from Freya and Odin. Odin was hung up upside down in the tree to where he had the vision of the runes after 9 days and night.
that would give you visions. No.
Yeah, think about that. Your blood rushed to your head like that. But yeah, the runes have always been pretty I've always been fascinated by them. They're an ancient form of writing and magic together.
And I literally have a book, and it's a tiny little book, but it is the best book. And it tells you the rune, the classic name for it, what its intention is. And I've always, when we go, I don't like the ocean. I know we were talking about water earlier. I don't do the ocean very well at all. Um, one of it is a shark thing. Don't laugh, Bodie. I'm so
No,
serious.
I'm laughing at Drax.
It's not. It's not. It's not
Hanging the whole
about.
world, she's got a lap. See, she's like, oh damn it, there goes Drax.
Yeah, it's not about the water. It's about what's in the water. Okay, it's in the water.
I'm with you.
He's going to eat me. Okay, that's what he was designed for, and he's there to hurt me. I don't want to get in, but I love the river, and we go to the Colorado River. So we've been picking up stones and throwing them in the yard, for the river, and seashells for the longest time since the kids were little. And I've always wanted to just go through and pick a perfect little set and just draw the runes on them. That's all you need. You just need to have a
They're easily made. Yeah, my aunt used to make little crafts of them. Joker, what were you saying? I heard Joker. Hang on one second. Joker, what's up? Wow. Wow. There's a lot of, there are people that backlash against any divination. Any divination.
fruit. Sorcery is begot of the devil. No,
That's what they say. That's what they
that's
say.
what they say.
I
That's
say,
what they say.
the
Um,
weak part
I
of our
think I think her grandma didn't want her playing with the cards.
definitely, definitely. But your mother said it was cool to play with the cards. When did your parents finally realize like this is going to become your thing and you're going to go into the witchcraft? When was that?
Um, so my biological parents, they divorced when I was 15. My mother remarried when I was 15 and a half, almost 16. In order to do that, she had to, what is it called? She had to convert to Roman Catholic.
Yeah, you have to convert. You got to get.
Yeah,
Oh.
now she's RCR. She's Roman Catholic retired. Only goes on Christmas and Easter.
Wow, that's what I'm a Lutheran. That's what we do. We go on Christmas and Easter.
Yeah, she's Roman Catholic retired. As far as math goes.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, but when
Still coming. Still
after they got married and everything was, they thought everything was good. Of course, being very, very um, emotional girl,
Uh-huh.
I had to ruin their little bubble and tell them that life wasn't so happy, and they weren't doing such a great job because their daughter was pagan. I didn't even have a good word for it then. I just said, I do witchcraft. And that was enough to make them irritated enough.
What did they think? What was the response to that? Were they like, "Oh my God, she's now the Wicked Witch of the West"?
No, they, my mom just, she was the one who took me to the new age side. So she asked me, what do you mean? And I was like, what do you mean? What do I mean? I thought that was going to be enough to shock them into submission. Just, saying witchcraft. No, my mother needed more. And I'm like, okay, you need more because you already gave me more. So
Now,
that's when I
how old
told her.
were you when that happened? When that conversation
I
happened?
was about 16.
16. Yeah.
About 16, yeah. I was a junior in high school. Because I graduated at
My
17.
ex-wife was 18. We were dating, and she came through the house wearing all black with a cape on and all this crap. And
My junior year.
my mother said, "What the hell is that?" That's what my mother said. What the hell is that? And she was like, "Drax, you got to come here. We got to fill this out." And there when she went by, and my mother looked at me, "What the hell is that? I mean, what is it?" And I was like, "Oh, she's a witch. She's going out to do something with the moon and do her little runes." And she's like, "Are you kidding me?" My mother was just shocked, but she didn't preach against it. She just said, "It is what it is. They'll grow out of it." That kind of thing. But some people don't grow out of it because it's a religion.
Yeah, no. My mom didn't, she didn't think I was going to grow out of it. She just, asked me to be careful. She asked
What-
me to be careful.
Did she give you any pointers what she meant by be careful?
Don't read the cards.
Don't what? What part?
Don't read the cards. Don't do the board. Don't
That's
don't
just, hey,
say.
Mom, the cards are my thing.
Yeah, that's I told her. That's what talked to me, but that's not what she wanted to hear. And I was an only child, and like I said, freshly out of a
Trying to explain to her that, but Mom, I'm talking to the cards through spirit.
no. She didn't want to hear that. She didn't even let me listen to Prince. Had to listen to Prince so low. Oh my God, 1999. Bodhi's laughing. This is how old I am. Totally giving away my age, okay? But I had to listen to Prince so low because you know how he does the Lord's Prayer at the beginning of Let's Go Crazy?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have chose Little Red Corvette.
That was too provocative.
Sure is.
I mean, you know, he did like have on hardly no clothes.
Wait, go back. Say that one more time so JB can hear that. Alana.
He did have on hardly no clothes.
This is Prince. This is the Prince.
The purple one.
The
With
purple.
his greatness. We just went to Minnesota and I got to visit Paisley Park for the second time. Can you see me? The second time. Yeah. Actually, the first time was right after he died.
Uh-huh.
And it was a little bit better because they didn't have it. His ashes were even still sitting in the main entrance. They didn't have it organized very well. So a lot of his outfits and costumes were just, you know, out, and guitars and stuff with signs and little velvet ropes that say, "Don't touch." I touched everything.
You put
I would have too.
because more of a hands-on religion. You said the hell with it. I'm touching it all. Wow.
Just real quick. YouTube people said they can't hear me. Can they hear me yet?
Yeah. Can we get a check on Joker there?
Anybody in the YouTube audience, if you can hear me, just let me know.
Ashley, let's
If not, that's cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine, Joker.
Oh, you're fine.
Wow. Big night. Big night. I know the chat sucks when it's broken, man, but we're going to get it fixed somehow, some way. Yes, she can hear you.
Yes, she can hear you.
Go. All right. So you carried this into your adult years, the wicked.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, my come to earth. This is for me moment. Strangely enough, was the first time I decided to actually cast, to actually throw my energy into magic, and it manifested and completed into what I desired. And at that point, honestly, it was better than I imagined heroin would be because I never had it. But I was hooked, totally, completely hooked.
Totally hooked. Totally hooked. All right, man. Let's
Yes,
go before we move on to the next stage. Let's go around. Bodie, you got a question as a JB or Joker?
What was it?
I do. So this is something that has stuck with me for quite some time. When I was in my like early 20s, I went camping. We were on a river. I almost drowned. I almost died. I forgot how to swim. It fell out of my head during this time. So we went to bed in our tents, and we had to hike like probably 2 miles, you know, with all of our stuff to get down to this riverbed, and that's where we set up camp. We were all up through, you know, it's camping when you're in your 20s and stuff. Everyone's up through the night, here and there, peeing outside, doing their thing, looking for Sasquatch, you know, whatever. So we wake up in the morning, and so I think there were 4 to 5 different tents sort of up along this river bed. And the riverbed was rocks, smooth rocks that we were next to. And when we woke up in the morning, outside of each and every, and there's no way it could have been one of us. And we were secluded. Like I said, we had to hike 2 miles to go out there. When we woke up, we all kind of weirdly woke up at the same time, even though we were all up through the night, heard each other, heard peeing, heard all the things that you hear during camping and rustling around and, you know, whatever. Each and every tent, when you opened it up, there was a, what do you call it? Pyramid of rocks outside.
A stack of rocks.
Yeah.
Pyramid
A
around?
perfect pyramid outside each one. That would have taken a long time to do, especially around, you know, 5-ish tents.
So you had like a Blair
They were not
Witch.
small. They were not 4, you know, 3, 1 kind of thing. They were, you had to step
Look,
around them and or move them in order to get out of your tent. They were that big. What is that? Is that a thing?
that's scary as hell.
He's kind of describing a Blair Witch experience.
That's what that is. That's scary as hell.
Blair Witch project going on
Is
with
that a
Yeah.
well? Is that a room thing? Because everyone said
No.
witches are in the woods or whatever.
No, I wouldn't blame that on a witch. I'm not sure that one person can manifest that much energy, but in order for that much energy to be there, that had to be
well, yeah.
a, either a historical Blair Witch,
That's what she's describing. She had
right? Totally. It had to be either a historical place or some place where some kind of a tragedy maybe took place. I mean,
We were
you
close
know,
to a haunted train tunnel.
well,
a haunted train tunnel.
there you
Mhm.
go. It would take something that kind of spiritual, not witchy magic. It would take the
Mm.
kind of magic that the energy that a poltergeist would have to do that. That's scary.
What's the well, and what kind of like what we always wondered is, and no one fessed up to it, right? So if it was someone, if somehow we
No,
missed it, we were drunk, whatever.
who would have had the time after you all went to bed? You were partying. You were 20 something years old, right? You all went to bed, zipped up your little tent for your mosquito protection. Then you had to go outside and find all the rocks in the right sizes in the dark.
Exactly. That's
No,
exactly the thing. In the dark, and they were all, and it was outside of each of our tents. And
yeah,
the weird thing was, none of us fessed up to it. We all just kind of like looked at it. We all
none
said,
of you had done it.
"Who was it? You?" Sort of questioned it for a second. Never talked about it again, but nothing happened. We left.
Well,
But Bodie, what did your counselors and stuff say about like, oops, there's rocks all over the place? I mean, in pyramid form.
did you knock
I never
them down
talked to
to
the
the
counselor
11?
about it. I get over stuff real quick, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a counselor, but I mean, the camp people. I mean, what did they say? Like, oh, just step over.
well, no,
it.
we were just idiot friends that were just going to drink. You know, there was no camp counselors. We were 20s in our 20s.
Okay, so you're in, I thought maybe you were just doing it.
Yeah, no, that's what it was like. There was a bunch of people, they were just drinking and partying, then they all went to bed. And no, that can't be one of them that accomplished
I mean, it
that
couldn't have
feat.
been because, like, I'm an insomniac to begin with, and I had just literally drowned and pretty much died that day,
Yeah.
and was not pleased
Did
about
it,
it.
did
when
it occur? Did it occur to you at all that maybe that particular event triggered any spiritual energy around you to come to you to make those little rock towers?
Wait, you think maybe Bodie made them? Maybe she drew the energy, made herself forget about it.
If she herself had an experience like a near death experience, and you might have actually passed on for a second, even a second, a fraction of a second, before somebody got the water out of your lungs again and you got to breathe in again, you felt okay again, that constitutes as dying,
So,
does it not?
I've been dead,
If
so
your heart stops beating and you stop breathing, you are not alive. Your brain's still functioning, which means
yeah,
you can cough that water up and keep breathing, and your heart will start, circulating your blood. But that one event could have been enough to trigger spiritual things around you that could have caused literal poltergeists to make the little temples. Maybe for
I
you.
apologize.
you
No,
might.
no. I say poltergeist because I don't know how to say ghost without just saying sounding stupid.
We're gonna
I
start.
used a big word. I used a big word. I'm gonna
I
use a
got,
little word. The spirits. It causes spirits around you.
Yeah.
I have a
It's a
two-parter.
theory.
Go.
I have a two-parter here. Okay, first, have you witnessed any of your spells work? And if so, what are the most memorable? Like, give us a couple examples if you have any that are memorable.
Yes, I do. The first one that worked was Where is it? I'm trying to find my book.
All right, Book of Shadows coming out.
I almost dropped it on the dog,
Drax never fails.
and Drax is right. Okay. I only keep the spells that have worked for me, honestly. And this book is not yet complete, but I think it should be in here. The spell I'm looking for, just a simple spell to find employment. And I know that sounds like the dumbest, silliest spell, but it worked.
Yeah, well,
It
sometimes
worked.
do what you got
Can
to
you
do.
use that on someone that's not actually here if you wanted to? I'm gonna. I might send you a DM and ask you to do that for a friend of mine.
I
That
know
would
you pay it forward, JB. Pay it forward.
that would
Yeah.
be changing somebody's free will, though, and I'm not sure that that's okay.
Well, no, she wants a job. She's just having a hard time finding one.
Okay,
So
that's kind of different. Okay,
What happens if the spell works and she becomes a door greeter at the local Walmart?
then she's a door greeter at the local Walmart, and she's gainfully
Yep.
employed.
There you go. See, you
hey,
have-
I look like a security
Walmart, I
guard for
love
3D
you.
response.
There you
So I mean, I look like a security guard tonight for 3D response. You know.
Welcome to Walmart. I love you.
perfect. Perfect.
And she must have known I was talking about her because she said yes, and she's in the YouTube chat. Our friend
Okay.
Ashley.
She's ready.
She said it's me, so she's ready. She's good to go.
This is the book. Okay, I can't really. It's not going to completely clarify itself, but I'll read it to you. This is the spell to obtain work. Simple as that. And it says, while making 9 knots in a 13-inch green cord. Why green? Figure that out. Say, by knot of 1, my spell's begun. By knot of 2, plenty fruitful work to do. By knot of 3, money comes to me. By knot of 4, opportunity knocks at my door. By knot of 5, my business thrives. By knot of 6, this spell is fixed. By knot of 7, success is given. By knot of 8, increase is great. By knot of 9, these things are mine. Keep the cord on your altar and repeat it if the results are not happening as quickly as you would like.
Right.
Obviously, it's not in my book.
I like how they all kind of rhymed a little bit. I wrote one down by 9 to 5.
I do everything in rhyme. Everything in rhyme.
Yeah, and I wrote this one down for us when we use it for Portal. By not a 5, JB must stay alive.
Great.
I hope
It
so.
works.
Yes, I want to make it back. Okay.
You all right? You're good? Yeah. See?
Drax and M.
We'll see how hard I kick you in there.
That was the first one that worked.
By 9 to 7, if JB dies, he goes to heaven.
Yes, as long as it rhymes, you're kind of golden, and as long as it doesn't influence or harm another, that's the other really.
I'm going to push for that with the Portal, not to harm JB, but if it starts harming, to each its own. Because kind of his energy's blended to what I'm bringing through.
You're like, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, rolling on through. JB, you got any questions for the real witch before we move on?
You might have said this a little bit earlier because
Uh-huh.
I was listening intently. Do you do anything other than with the cards that you were explaining, like crystals, anything like that? Is there something that you utilize?
Like,
I had a friend ask about crystals, and it kind of gave me the question to ask about.
Crystals are on my altar always. I have a quartz crystal for the goddess, and I have a quartz crystal that's rather phallic shaped for the god on
Okay.
his side. And Bodhi's laughing, but the altar is divided into the male and female, with the
Okay.
female being on the left hand side and the male being on the right hand side. If you were
Two
standing,
genders only.
Two genders only. You don't have a shim in there.
Say
Any-
what?
blessed be
I'm into
two.
it. Let's go.
Drax, JB, Bodhi, and me. That's it. And Joker makes all. Yes, because that's
All right.
it.
All right.
Two genders.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask because a friend asked about the crystals, and I said, "Ooh, that's an interesting
Yeah.
question." Okay. All right.
And I
How
usually
that would come into
carry
play.
I usually carry a rose crystal with me just because it is a goddess stone, and
Okay.
depending on like onks, I have onks on right now, so
Okay.
All
Is
right.
is an amethyst crystal a positive or a negative?
positive.
Okay, good. Because
It's also
I have a
February
few of
first.
them. Okay. Because I particularly like them actually, and I do have a few of them. I have a black onyx, but I also have a few amethyst crystals
Mm-hmm.
and a ring, and I was given as gifts because I like them. So, just checking for myself actually, to make sure
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's right. He's got
Yeah.
crystals. He's got a tattoo of some kind of zodiac symbol down there on his arm.
Well, that's yeah.
You're a prime candidate for a portal jumper.
That's my Triskelon.
Now, last week we was talking about astrology.
I like
We
yeah.
accidentally found out that we are the between the four of us we are, what is it, earth, water, air, fire,
And
right?
fire. Yeah, we cover all of them.
Somehow we covered them all.
I'll be the middle. You know, there's a
middle
center.
too?
You know, there's a middle. There's a middle to the star.
Oh, you
Spirit.
guys, you would
Spirit.
die.
Oh, there you-
Tasha,
okay.
To the portal.
Tasha is a spirit, so yeah, throw me in there too. I want to
Oh,
come.
that's right. Okay, that's right. Somebody
There we go.
brought that up last week also, and said, "Yeah,
We're going to need spirits. We might have to grab the witch, and then that makes our pentagram.
I'm trying so hard to
If
behave.
you need spirits, grab Bodhi. I can help you with other stuff, but I think she's the one. She
Bodhi,
is-
you're going to have a hell of a job kicking his ass.
Wait, why am I spirit? What? Wait, what did I do?
no, if we need spirits, we're grabbing you. You're
Wow.
the one they'd be attracted to. If there's a board to read, Bodhi's reading it.
Why? What did I do?
I'll tell you what. I got the Parker Brother thing on its way on Amazon.
You're the one who had all the pyramids stacked up outside her tent. With your
Oh.
FD, and that's what you did.
See, now
yeah.
you freaked
Oh,
me
wait,
out
wait.
about
And
that.
then you died before that. So.
And you're little, so it's like little Carol Ann by the TV.
Well,
What I find the
Carolyn.
most upsetting about that,
I
what I
gotta
find the most upsetting about that whole thing is that when I drowned, so I was a swimmer, right? I'm
This
not
is-
kidding. I float. I've always been a floater.
They all float down here.
It fell out of my head, you guys. No, swimming fell out of my head, and I could not swim any longer. I have maybe worn a swimsuit twice since then. Maybe.
Carol Ann.
I just swam.
Well, since you were bragging so much last week about being this tough ass Leo, we're just going to elect you to do that job.
That's fire, though. I am fire. I am not water.
So I have been told.
I'll do it. I'll take it.
Yes. And JB, your amethyst, I don't know if you're a drinker or not.
No. I used to be. I stopped about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, the amethyst is a really good sobriety stone.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I did pay more attention to them afterwards, not intentionally for that reason, but okay, that could definitely make sense.
It's a really good sobriety stone. There's in ancient Rome, supposedly, they could drink so much wine that before they would go on their battles, they would crush amethyst and put it in the wine because it was supposed to alcohol the wine. It
Yeah.
didn't, obviously.
Okay,
But
all right.
it also resonates with Pisces because it's a February stone. But
That's
those amethyst
all right.
stones are good for you.
Outstanding.
All right, that's a positive because I
Definitely.
like them, not for any particular reason other than the fact I like them. Yeah, and someone gave me one as a gift years ago, and like, okay,
Outstanding.
and I needed to stop drinking. I don't, but
You're the perfect
Well
kid.
done.
This little Frodo Baggins adventure I'm planning for you.
You're precious.
I want to go.
Perfect. It's a perfect one. Thank you, Joe.
Tracy.
All right, you guys, it's 11 o'clock almost. Our phone lines will be open coming up here after the intermission at 386-227-7284. I'm with the Joker, JB, the Badass Bodie, and also the Real Witches in the house tonight. So make sure you guys store that number, calling in, direct your questions for the Real Witch, and I think even Dr. Smitty might be out there. If you're listening, Smitty, call in, man. I got to have you explain something I read today. Threw my mind backwards, but I want to hear what you got to say about it. Make sure you guys are calling in 386-227-7284. That's Smile and Dial. We'll be right back after the intermission with the Real Witch.
Oh, Bailey, fix. Real baby. Oh, Bailey, fix. Oh, Bailey, fix. Real babies. I want my Bailey fix. Oh, Bailey fix. The Bailey fix. Static in the wire, power in the vein, plugging in the jack just to numb the brain. 010, yeah. Look around you. The world isn't as quiet as they want you to believe. In the dead of night, the shadows stretch, the frequencies warp, and the truly bizarre leaks into reality. You've seen things you can't explain. You've heard the whispers in the woods, witnessed the lights dancing in the upper atmosphere, and felt your hair stand up when you thought you were completely alone. Stop keeping it to yourself. Welcome to the Electric Circus. Your hosts, the Joker and Drax, are unlocking the phone lines and pulling back the curtain on the absolute unknown. This isn't a lecture. This is your platform. We want the raw, unfiltered truth. I don't think it's human. It's standing right outside my window. From skinwalker encounters to shadow figures to UFO cover-ups and cryptids stalking the tree lines. If it's odd, unexplainable, or downright terrifying, we're asking for you to call us live. No judgment, just the truth. The studio line will be wide open. The Joker's wild, so smile and dial! Punch the numbers and save them in your phone. Call 386-227-7284. That is 386-227-7284. His Majesty's madness gives all things strange and weird a home. Break the silence. Tell the Joker and Drax what you saw before the signal goes dead.
So you care about the safety of children and their lives, right? Well, listen to this. In 1958, 92 children and 3 teaching nuns died in a fire at Our Lady of the Angels School in Chicago. It led to a nationwide reform of fire safety in schools. Since then, not one child has died from a school fire. The same principle should be applied today. The issue of school shooters is still a problem.
A gunman shooting down at these students.
As, of course, we now learn about even more school shootings.
And our Brittany Ehrman found they aren't building schools like they used to for this very reason.
The definition of school safety in today's day and age previously had not yet been defined.
With Minnesota-based 3D response systems.
One of the pushbacks we hear is we don't want our schools to look like a prison. In reality, our system is completely hidden so you don't lose that learning environment feel.
3D Response Systems is a multi-layered design to get the police there faster and provide tools for the people inside to survive.
I went there as a skeptic. I'm not a skeptic any longer.
Why isn't this in every school?
Because the loss of even one child's life is one too many.
But let's get this word out and make sure that we support folks like Representative Hudson and 3D Response System. And wherever you are, whatever state you're in, go talk to your school board, go talk to your state representative. Tell them about this.
For information, or if you would just like to help, download our info sheet PDF located under the Systems
The
tab.
3D Response Systems design will provide safe spaces and a rapid response from first responders.
We should install in every school, public and private.
Kick in the door! Texas bitch, hear the crowd commit. Texas bitch, get off your ass. Texas bitch, or get hit. Texas bitch, raise your fist. Texas bitch, welcome to the pit. Texas bitch, get in the pit. Fact or foolery, hit the score. Fact or foolery. Fact or foolery. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Fact or foolery. Fact or foolery. Fact or foolery. Judges take the floor. Fact or foolery. Big talk, small bluff, your rep on the line. Hard stare, quick smile, read between signs. Shiny little lie wrapped in a bow. A cold hard truth only you know.
There we go. We're back from intermission. We're with the real witch. We're rocking our way on Joker's Wild Smiling Dial. Those phone lines are open, so make sure you take advantage of them. Calling in to ask the real witch a question. We're having a great show tonight. JB, the Joker in the house, and also got the badass Bodie Cole, who told us a story earlier of a camping trip where she drowned in a lake, and the witch has told us that might be that might have poltergeist her in some sorts. Joker, will you throw up the picture on the screen that what flashed into my mind while Bodie was explaining the story and the real witch was translating it? There you go. Little Carol Ann. Little Carol.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like that's a lot.
Little
There
Carol
was
Ann.
involved.
She was.
I can hear the static.
I can see the old man. He was so creepy.
They're here. You know, all
I
that.
can hear the static in the background.
Wait, am I alive?
No, here you go, Joker. Throw that one up there because she mentioned it. I didn't want us to do it, but Chelsea mentioned it.
Oh my God, yes.
Holy temple. God is in its
He was so creepy. What is that?
Phone's
Should I
ringing.
answer this?
Yeah.
Should I answer this?
Oh, okay.
Turn it up, man. Zach's got to get his phone call out of the way.
What is that?
Joker's Wild Smiling Dial. What's going on, Jason?
Not much. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Dealing with some technical issues with our server, but
You're good.
We're having a good time. What's up?
Oh, I had a question for Real Witch.
Okay, well, keep in mind, you won't be able to hear them, but they'll be able to hear you. So when you ask the question and you hang up, she'll be able to answer you. Cool. All right, what's the question?
Okay. Well, I have a statement and then I have a question. So the first one is,
okay,
look at the merch that Drax and JB have on right now.
Yeah.
JB looks really good. I like that hat. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
It looks like his security.
My question for Real Witch is, I've always thought witches were kind of more of a satanic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And are witches good or bad?
Well, Let's find out.
Can be both.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
Jason.
I'm gonna hang up.
All right.
Take it real wish, good or bad. They can be both, right? Depending.
They can be both. It depends on your intention. Honestly, it depends on your intention. If but it, there is no devil or Satan that we work with as a Wicca group.
Yeah, the devil.
A
Once
lot of people associate that.
Let
There
me
is
get
no
this.
such, like, go ahead.
Yeah, hang on real witch. Let's answer this call coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling Joker's Wild. Smile and Dial. What's going on, Zach the WrestleManiac?
My phone ain't broke.
Your phone ain't
I was
broke?
gonna say how everybody doing.
Okay. All right.
What's up, Zach?
Everybody says hi, Zach.
What's up,
Hey,
Zach?
what's up?
Hey, brother.
I was like, witches are good. They got good magic.
Okay. All right.
And
Do you have any experience with this stuff?
Yeah.
no, it's a few creepy ones in my friends in here in McKinsey about the summit.
Hmm. So
weekend.
you've not experienced anything good or bad, huh?
Nope. Always good luck.
Well, I'm glad you called, Zach. I do appreciate you, buddy. You're a national treasure.
You're welcome anytime.
National treasure.
Thank you, man.
Have a good
Maybe,
night,
yes.
buddy.
Have a great night.
Hey, good night.
All right, let's hit.
He just wanted to call and give you a compliment. So.
Yes, thank you, Zach, for not having a misappropriated bad opinion about witches in general. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, they're Trump voters too. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Let's,
Go MAGA.
we were explaining it before we left. The witches do not have a devil per se, like we do with Satan and the Christianity and the Prince of Darkness. You guys don't have that. Like that big misconception there, with the witches.
We do not have a concept of ultimate good or ultimate evil like a base religion does. All of our gods and goddesses, all our deities that we use or pray to, they all have good and bad aspects to them. Negative, positive, light, dark, however you want to, word it. They're all a little bit of both. Just like I believe, no human is born bad. Monsters aren't born, they're created. That's just my, personal opinion. But Bodhi.
Okay, so I have a question. So you mentioned earlier, just for curiosity, you said that spells they'll work as long as you're not I forget how you put it, but as long as you're not like doing a spell against someone or doing something bad.
Influencing someone else's will.
Okay, so that's the specific bad. So
That's
okay, so if you're so could you do a spell that's like, I hope a rock falls on their head, but it's not necessarily influencing their will. I mean, like, what would make an evil witch? I guess is.
But that has its repercussions, Bodhi. When you do a bad spell, it's the power of 3 times 3, right?
3 times 3. Yes.
Yeah, explain that one, real witch.
Yeah. It's very, very simple. What comes back, what you send out comes back to you times 3.
So the evil witches get what their comeuppance, if you will.
Right. So you can have wealth and power and glory or whatever you're spelling for, but in return, you're going to have to give up something. It may not be something you're thinking of. It might be, you get
a kidney.
Yeah.
I'd be throwing out good spells left and right if it was 3 times 3. Good spell here, there, everywhere.
You can do that.
Everything, every day that goes by that you throw out something good, it's going to come back to you good. The day that you decide to intentionally set your energy into hurting somebody or something else is the day that it turns into a negative or bad experience.
So
Just
basically,
like
the same rules as alchemy, right?
Blessed be, yes. Alchemy was a little bit more difficult. I have very high respect for apocryphy. I wish I could. I was able to infuse honey with cannabis and I did that for a while, and right before COVID outbreak, and I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I felt like I was working with nature,
Yeah,
and pot had just become legal in California, so I could get like
I was so happy.
stems and just enough to put some THC in there to make it effective in your grandma's tea,
Yeah,
to relax her.
I was.
And I did that for quite a while, and that was a lot of fun. That was as close to apothecary as I got, but
I was so happy when they legalized it, man. I said I always wanted to live in Amsterdam as a teenager. Now I just got to live right here in Michigan. Don't even have to. It's so nice. So,
yeah.
but let me ask something. We talked about when you can do good magic, bad magic, the power of three times three. Maybe you've ever read this. I have read about it. The Druids, for example, would
Mhm.
practice dark magic at the right time of the moon.
That's one of my
Can I ask you, did you ever read on that? Do they not get the three times three because they're practicing the dark magic at the right time of the moon cycle when
it's
they're
still
supposed to?
it'll still come back. It'll still come back, but the druids they have very specific nature based magic. So maybe theirs don't come back quite as karmically as normal man's do. We have very specific set of rules. I think they're laid down in the Bible. Don't steal, don't murder, don't covet, the other's wife. Don't, Bodhi's laughing. I don't know them all in order. Don't murder somebody. Just don't. If you don't want to be married to somebody, you don't have to kill them.
Yeah,
Just divorce them.
that's
I mean,
what
you
your neighbor's wife, the ox or the ass, who knows, man.
that's yeah, all that. So because it those rules have been set, it seems like it's I don't know, really,
Like the
yes,
Ten.
commandments, like the 10 commandments.
Thank God.
Yes, blessed be. So I don't know, everything has to just be um kind. It has to be kind. You have to be good. If you want to put out magic in any form, in any way, that doesn't result in a hit either karmically or directly to you personally, you have to believe in what you're doing is good, and it's what you need.
And it's the one thing that I guess have learned about it. You have to do everything that you do is with intention, right?
You
Because
have
there
to
are
do it with
different
intention.
types of spells, different types of witches, different types of everything. So it's your intention within your head, right? It's within your
Yes,
so it's a lot of mind, it's a lot of
there.
belief and right? Is that am
Yeah.
I saying that correctly?
There, yeah, just like with the cards, when you're shuffling your tarot cards for somebody else to read, you have to be thinking about it. That's intention. You have to be thinking it. So yeah, it just has to be. And the thing I wanted to mention, the phases, Drax,
Yeah.
druids. I don't know how their karmic system works, but I do believe that the moon and the sun to me represent the goddess and the god. So when and I use the goddess most of the time as a deity in prayer or in a spell.
Now, which goddess is that, though? Which one do you use? I mean, do you have a
I
certain deity?
use
Like, I
I
mean,
use
Freya and Odin and Loki and his brother, and Thor.
I use Sybil and I use Hecate, but only because I live at the crossroads. I live directly on the corner house on the crossroads, and I used to go in the middle of the road and complete my spell there, and it was very effective. So
You'd actually.
Sybil most of the time. She was a mother goddess, and I identify with her nature. So mostly Sybil. But when I do any kind of a cast, the moon has to be in the right phase.
Oh, hang on one second. Joker, can you throw that up on the screen for me? The phases of the moon. There you go.
There you go.
You've been talking about moon phases, so I'm sure you know these phases.
Yes. For instance, right now, the moon is kind of a waxing crescent. It's getting bigger towards a full moon. It just was a new moon not too long ago. So when it's waxing, it's getting larger. It's like the Cheshire Cat smile to the full blown, I can see outside without a flashlight moon. That's the best time to perform magic that is intended to produce positive results, a new job, a blessing for a baby, um, blessings for a trip, um, things of that nature. If you're doing something that could be considered, and I have, that could be considered on the dark, unpositive, or negative side, if I'm trying to get rid of something, for example, that I don't want around me anymore, maybe that's a habit of my own, I would do that during the waning moon when the moon is she's been full, when Diana's been full, and then she starts to go away. That's when you can do things that are more negative in nature. The new moon, where you cannot see a moon in the sky at all, is the best time for a dark spell. But I only know that because I've read it. Disclaimer.
That's the time for the dark spell.
Yeah.
Now, a dark spell. What do you mean by dark spell?
That would be time for a spell that maybe banishes someone you don't want to talk to anymore.
So, but not like Bodhi said. Like, can we cast one to let a rock conveniently just roll on their head?
No, I can't. I can't do that.
Yeah, but you can cast a dark spell against them to kind of banish
You
them
can.
from your circle, if you will.
From your. I wouldn't call it like from your personal space. Depending on how big that space is and what it includes is up to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, JB? That'd be a
But
good one.
if the moon isn't right, then the spell is not gonna happen.
The moon phases have to be right, people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys?
I was
There's
I
another
was looking at that chart and thinking about the moon because I look at the moon whenever it's up. I
put
get
it
a
back up if you want.
decent view. But I was enjoying catching on. I've never figured out the two sides of it, the waning and the crescent. Now I actually, when I'm looking at it, I'm going to remember that. So
I do that all the time. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's the moon doing right now?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's waning," because I have a moon app.
yes, yeah, waning and waxing. Okay, all right. I say crescent, but okay. Yeah,
And
that's
it
quite
is-
interesting.
It is, and the heathens, the old pagans, they planted their crops and had their Sabbaths and their Sabbaths based around the phases of the earth and the moon. So there you go.
Okay, I have heard something about farming. I was overseas for a while. You hear a lot of things, yeah, and that's what they utilized was. I just didn't understand it because they were saying it in a different language, also. But it was the status of the moon, yes, depending on when they plant stuff, when they harvest, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
That and that the Farmer's Almanac has been around since I don't know, since the dawn of printed materials. And it has helped many a farmer know when it was appropriate to plant what seed. And there's also a magical almanac that's made by Llewellyn Publishing that gives you different articles for different times of the year. It also gives you a calendar that tells you exactly what the moon is on that day, what color is best to be used on that day, what fragrance might be best
Oh,
to be used on
okay.
that day. There's so many magical correspondences that you can use to enhance the durability and the strength of anything that you're working on. Even if you're just blending potpourri, you
Okay.
should be doing it in the right time of the moon.
This is going to sound strange, but you hear people saying don't get your hair cut on certain times. Does that have anything to do with that? Or is that something completely different?
No,
People are
no.
like, if you cut your hair at the crescent moon, it grows in faster versus a different type. Has anyone ever said that to you? Because we were
that
talking about that a few weeks ago.
that old wives' tale, unfortunately, is true. You can see how scraggly my hair is. The reason it's so scraggly is because I haven't cut it in. I can't remember when my daughter got married. Years. It's been years, and the
Okay.
only time used to I would have it trimmed is during the full moon.
Okay.
During a cycle
Okay.
where the moon is positive, it's supposed to help it grow. There's
Yeah.
certain oils, you should use to help your scalp, and I mean, there's so many more positive things to the practice of
All right.
witchcraft. I'm just going to say witchcraft. Then
Well, no, I
yes,
appreciate it. That's what I said. I've heard
it,
that. I was just wondering,
it is
is it,
true.
you know,
JB, after this, you're going to be dancing naked in the moon by 1 a.m.
That's
2 a.m.
that's
this morning.
let, that's called skyclad. That's
Sky,
just skyclad.
Skyclad.
okay.
Skyclad.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
And I won't
like
be
that.
doing that today. No.
wow.
Thank you for, yeah. I know it's a silly question about the hair, but I
No,
appreciate
no.
you.
And it is true, supposedly, but it's in one of those old wives' tales. I have a book that just has a whole bunch of nature's old potions, remedies, and it has little blurbits in the corner of old wives' tales,
Okay.
and that's one of them.
Speaking
All
of
right.
books, Drax wanted us to.
Yeah, because I wanted to talk about this. So make sure you're here with the real bitch. We're here with JB, the Joker, the badass babe. Make sure you share it out far and wide. Tell them there's no place left to hide. Because we got
I
this.
don't know any Jason McAnee.
I do. Actually, I'm bringing attention to the
Yankee?
don't worry about the name of the pagan down there. The Witch's Book of Shadows. Now, you brought yours up earlier. You showed us a little piece of it. But
Yeah.
we only got a peek. About the Book of Shadows, how old were you when you made your first Book of Shadows? Because this is the book that all witches have.
I still have my first book.
Mother ones too. You know, Joker.
That would be 2003.
Shit. So you're the relic.
That was my first completed book.
Wow.
It took me until 2000. Maybe it might have been 2001. It wasn't until I had a first marriage, my starter marriage, not a good marriage. And then I married my husband, who I'm married to now. And we started dating about the year 2001. And I was working on it then. So I want to say it was probably more 2003 that I completed my first one. I have mirror books that aren't really books of shadows, but are similar to them in the way that you just put down your thoughts. Like I'll think of Aleister Crowley every once in a while, and I'll throw open the book and say Aleister Crowley's a madman who thinks he's Aleister Crowley, and I'll write it down real quick. Or if I saw a scary movie and there's a line quote in there that made me think of something else, I'll grab the mirror book, and it's just something I would keep year to year.
Okay, let's go back. You mentioned a guy, Aleister Crowley.
Oh, gotta love Crowley.
I heard he
was
was.
a demon. No.
No, he's a
No.
real.
No, he was a real person.
Huh.
There's another look at Books of Shadows. My ex-wife had one on parchment paper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, the parchment paper. Probably written in her own blood, for God's sakes. But
Or yours.
Symbols there for the elementals, and the writing in your own blood thing. It just makes the spell stronger.
makes them stronger. That's what she used to say. Makes them stronger.
Uh-huh.
Horrible experience for drinks. All right.
I also have a,
Magical
JB, JB was
Magical
talking about the
almanac.
almanac.
Okay.
So you said your first
Magical almanac. All right.
your first book of shadows that was 2002.
The first
Oh,
the
cool.
first one of these I have is 2001, and it's because it was the first one my husband ever bought me, and he's bought me one ever since. I carry it with me like I do the other one in my purse. That's why my purses always end up like carpet bags, because I carry the world with me everywhere I go. So
Badass.
I always have something, I always have something.
Well, go back to you said your book of shadows that you had since 2000. I think it was 2 or 3
Yeah.
in the day. What goes into that? Now it's not just your standard journal. Like some people write down their dreams before they go to bed.
Yeah.
But you put your dreams in
That
What-
that that would be more of a how-to book for somebody else to use. Like if my daughter decided she wanted to pick up the craft, one of them has, one of them did not. Um, it's not something that you have to do or that you pass on genetically. I haven't found any genetic connection, but it's more of a how-to book. I started out writing down the spells that worked for me, the prayers that I said in the morning when I got up, to the sun, to Diana, the moon at night, just those things that I wanted to be memorized. Just I had to write them down. They were meal blessings, just certain little things. Then, as I started reading more and more about Wicca and discovered the Sabbats and the timing of the earth and discovered all those pagan roots, then I started to fill my bookshelf and I got deep. And then my books started getting a little bit better. And I have probably, I even have one of them, I swear, that's scrapbooked. Bodie's gonna laugh. It's scrapbooked like if you walked into Michael's and went down the Betty Page aisle.
a scrapbooking.
Yeah, because I had a Betty Page. It's like literally scrapbook sized, like 12 by 12 papers, little stickers everywhere. It's scrapbook, dude.
Oh,
It's
I'd love to
totally-
see that. That'd be awesome.
I'll show it to you sometime. It's totally scrapbooked, and that was inspired by my sister-in-law. She was like, she scrapbooked everything, and she was so good at it. And I was like, I want to be like Shannon, and I never got quite that good at it. But one of my books is actually a book of shadows, scrapbook style. It's
Neat.
they're all
I'd love to see
fun.
that.
They're all from a different like era in my life. Actually, they all tell their own story, but they all contain pretty much the same things. Because, like I said, I only keep the spells that have performed for me and the blessings that I've used. You know, I won't lie. There's like some hair, maybe a little bit.
You say hair?
Hair.
In a plastic bag in the back of it.
You mentioned hair, so I got to ask you. Well, go ahead, Bodie.
Oh, any fingernails?
No, haven't been able to collect any fingernails. And I'm very careful with mine. I'm like almost paranoid with them. I like clip them over the trash can. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, shh, I'm clipping my nails. You know? Yeah, I leave no trace. It's like DNA would be like pretty hard to find.
Have you ever heard of the Poppet dolls? Almost like a voodoo doll.
I love my poppets. I went through a poppet phase. I went through a huge poppet phase. And I also have a thing about putting them in pickle jars because there's something about the general, just think about a pickle. Just think about, the sourness, the crunchiness, the face you make when you bite into the pickle. That little ooh that you get from the pickle. It never quite leaves the jar, no matter what you wash it with. And I've used I've used some pretty industrial stuff to try and get it out because I'm like that. I like to keep, I like to keep my jars and things and reuse them. I found that the pickle jars, however, never did get clean, so they must be for an unclean purpose. So I literally keep my pickle jars, and if I'm going to make a poppet to keep someone from doing harm to themselves, possibly, or keep them from going down a road that could be dangerous.
You mean by putting them in a pickle jar and pickling them with the doll?
No, I don't pickle.
No, I mean like.
But the poppet goes in the jar, yeah.
To
and
keep
then
a
the
lid
jar
on
gets
them.
buried usually.
Wouldn't that be considered instilling your will on someone?
Sometimes, yeah.
So it could be a bad,
That's
even though you're
the
trying to do good.
That's the dark side.
That's the dark side. Sometimes
That's the dark side.
Sometimes
That's
they
the black's ass.
Yeah, but that's sometimes people though they roll the dice. You'd say, I'm going to take the karma. I'll take the 3 times.
Yeah, I'll take the hit. Yeah,
I want this done.
Okay, that's fair.
I remember the poppet doll that my ex-wife made. She put grave dirt in there and then the fingernails and the hair. Is that the right way?
Yeah, you could put anything you needed in there. You could even write the name on a piece of paper and stick it in the poppet. It, as long as you created that little thing yourself, and I am not very creative in that way, but yeah, I've sewn a few.
Well, neither was she. She couldn't even make macaroni and cheese, but she literally
I sewed the water.
She sewed these little dolls. She couldn't make macaroni and cheese for nothing, but she knew how to sew these little dolls. They weren't cute. You couldn't resell them. You couldn't make money. But she sewed these little things. It looked like a gingerbread man almost. And then the grave dirt. Then she come in there like, Drax, we have to clip your nails tonight. And I mean, you'd be like, when she comes to you, like, honey, did you shave in the bathroom? Yes, I shaved. Do you want to clean the sink? No, I just want some of your hairs. Poppet dolls.
Yeah, no, I would never do that to you. She would tell you though, right?
Well,
doesn't sound like it.
I still have some aches and pains where I think she buried those things in the yard somewhere out there.
Well, I was gonna say after you're done, you create the poppet for whatever attention, you usually end up burying that jar, and they're the perfect size for burying. And the pickle the smell never leaves. They're perfect. I love my pickle jars. They're all under my altar.
Wait, a pickle jar? I think she buried me in like a poker case out in the back, the 40 of the hood.
You're lucky you got buried. If I wanted to get rid of you, I'd poison you slowly.
Oh my God, Lucrezia poison. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Slowly.
That's what I did with Fauci, so makes sense.
One time I was cleaning the house and I had to, I was bitching at the windows and who cares if they're cleaning the hood? It's shitty looking at them anyway. But hey, they got to be clean. I go over there to try to clean my windows and this little thing falls out of the windows. And I said, what the hell? And I look down and it's a black chip looking thing where she painted runes on them. She put them in the house to protection of the windows, the back. Yeah. I mean, we never got robbed, but we had a pit bull. I mean, I always thought he was the protection. But she
might have been.
She would get mad if I went over there to clean the windows. She's like, no, Drax, don't. And I was like, damn it, somebody's got to do it. You ain't going to do it. We know that. She's like, you can't upset my circle but I did the spell on the place.
Yeah. I used to salt regularly. I used to salt the premises. And, you can't get rid of salt and sage. It kind of soaks in. But
my wife,
you ever use string? You ever use string?
No.
String?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah. If I don't have a cord of sort, then yeah, string works as long as it's colored. I've used embroidery string.
I'm not
yarn.
Completely sure why, but my ex would use, depending on what she did that day or where she went or what temple she went to or what mountain, she would come home and line where we lived, certain parts of the apartment and the house with white string. And I couldn't touch it for 3 days.
White's purifying, cleansing something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she would do that randomly. Never figured out why, never asked.
My wife never did nothing with string except those Papa dolls. I mean, she only macromeed her ass into a couch 7 days.
But yeah,
She
I'd come
was a
home and there'd be
keeper.
string across the top of my computer screen. Like, yeah, I'm like, so I can't. Okay. And she's like, yeah, don't touch
A
the string.
spider? Like a spider web?
No, just like a single piece of like the white string you would use to fly a kite.
Did
You
you
know,
question
and
it?
it would not really no, because yeah, she
Oh,
would.
and it might have been like, what
She
is
said, just don't touch it. It's for good luck or something. So okay.
Brother
So
Drax,
Just
for the
okay.
record,
No
for the
questions
record,
asked.
buddy.
okay, buddy.
yeah.
Okay.
What's that, Joker?
I said, for the record, buddy, I'll never understand why you divorced that fine woman.
The secret's hidden in the episodes of Breaking Bad, people. Breaking Bad.
And a side note, she also had those phallic symbols you were talking about, the wooden ones
Yeah.
for the monument in the apartment too. The statues, the Buddha symbol, but all the women always had the wooden penis phallic symbol, and they tap everything with it every day for good luck too. And I'm like, oh, I guess it could be good luck.
They tap it.
Never figured out why they're utilizing that particular item, but yes.
I always get slapped whenever I offer to show my phallic item.
Is that what?
Yeah, you know,
My wife had a pink phalanx.
yeah, I joked and I told her, I said, you touched that one more than you touched, mine. So
And that's why he got
So-
divorced.
And
this one brings me luck.
And with that, this witch is out. If I don't go to my husband now, he will never speak to me again. After all these phallic
I'm telling my
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
I
Always
love you all.
welcome to
This
come
was so
back.
fun.
This was awesome. You're always welcome to
Thank
come
you.
back. We
Thank
hope-
you.
and you
I
can follow-
appreciate it.
Yeah, make sure you tell them where they can follow you. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna drop you a follow over there.
Well,
It's at real WYT.
CHE, yeah.
Spelled right. I like it. All right. At Real Witch on X. Come back anytime, and we'll check you out on X Spaces too. It's always good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Anytime.
for sharing with us tonight.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I enjoyed everything. So
Great. I had a good time.
I had a great time asking questions. I didn't feel so horrible asking you questions, so that was good too.
Tell the hubby we're sorry for keeping his wife
I'm-
busy.
I'm always happy to share because, like I said, we don't go knocking on doors,
They're not
right?
Jehovah's
Drax will never hear that.
You're not Jehovah Witnesses.
And
Unbelievable.
if you do, get your gun because
Anyway,
it's just bad,
what I saw today, I'm going to be getting a few guns.
right? You stay out of trouble.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Rock on.
Phone lines are still open, everybody.
There we
You
go.
know you all got questions.
What about you guys? You guys, what do you think of the real witchcraft stuff? Wow, it's a different kind of lifestyle.
Yeah,
It is a different lifestyle.
it didn't have a negative connotation,
Yeah,
and I like that. You know what I mean? Everything she was talking about had more of a light side to it. Stay away from the negative, stay away from going against free will of anybody else, things like that. That was good.
Well, nothing against that lady. She's nice and nice and all. I just stay away from all that stuff.
Right.
It's just mine. Yeah.
As in, when she was explaining it, I wasn't getting a negative feeling by listening to it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Belief that we can, whatever, do with it
Right.
what you will, just like we have our own. Whatever.
Well, I listen.
I just
I'm a
believe
Christian. I'm a Christian man. I respect her.
Yeah.
As a Christian man, I'm taught to hate the sin, not the sinner. That doesn't mean I have to look at her like she's beneath me or and none of that.
Right.
No, they get a bad rap though. The witch. A lot of people do think they're with.
Well, I mean, look at it. You got warts on the noses. They're ugly as sin. They, come out.
That's the Hollywood witch for you, though.
They ride brooms. Who goes around riding a broom? Sweep with it.
Unless they're Neve Campbell.
Wait a
Neve
minute.
Campbell was pretty hot.
The broom is actually a tool in Wicca that they do. The witches do have brooms.
Well, I hope it's to be sweeping up a floor.
Actually, at night they would go out in the woods and ride their brooms. They would jump around in the woods with them. That's where it came from. When you'd see them in the shadows jumping around in the woods around their cauldrons. It looked like they're flying on the brooms.
That's psychotic behavior.
There's a reason that in the old days it was early to bed, early to rise, keeps an old man healthy, wealthy, and wise, because they wanted the old man in bed early so they could go out in the woods and play witches.
I like that she mentioned that she doesn't, or her type of witch doesn't look towards the devil or Satan or anything like that. I'm kind of glad she mentioned that.
And
you know what I mean? I'm glad she mentioned that because,
but you see, here you go. Now, when you're talking about the devil or Satan, they don't have, you say they don't have devil or Satan. They don't, because that's a Christianity thing. However, Greek mythology gives you plenty of devils. And also, for instance, the stuff that I know about is the Teutonic religion. You have Odin, you have Freya, you have Fenrir, but also you have Loki. And now Loki might be fun on the Avengers and stuff to hang out with and watch his TV show. But honestly, in that religion, they don't even like you to say that name out loud, because that is almost a reference to the trickster god, which is a kind of a dark guy who plays tricks on you all the time. What the hell do you think that is? It's the devil.
He does his best. He just is.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean he does his best?
I don't think he's the worst guy in the world if he were real. He does his best. He just gets froggy.
Yeah, but Loki is a trick. Yeah. Like I said, they always worried about him. They say if you say his name, it's bad luck. And then out of nowhere, this is what
what is his name? You guys help me.
Mixopidliac, right?
There we
no,
go.
Mixopidliac.
Mixoplick.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had to get him to say his name backwards 3 times for him to go away. Yeah.
He's not a nice guy, but he's not a super mean guy.
Right.
So I'm okay with those people. I can be right in the middle with them. Just don't be the worst.
So what did you guys think about the how it comes back on you with the karma 3 times 3 and how some people?
I think karma's a bunch of bullshit. If I'm being honest, if I can answer honestly, I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Well,
I think that it happened. Shit happens, and it is what it is. And
well, even the lady said that good things that you put out there comes back to you. I believe that.
But that's but Bodhi's saying she don't believe it because that's still karma. So you get she could help the old lady across the road 3 times a day, twice on Sunday, and still not get any good thing back from.
I do think though that one good thing that you can, if you're a good person and you do good things and stuff, it obviously feeds your own soul, which is great, right? So it's kind of, it can be interpreted as like a selfish thing or a not selfish thing, but it does feed your soul, and when you feed your own soul, then you're able to help more people, right? You can't, when you're dead on the inside, you can't help others. So even like talking, So I think that in a sense, karma is real, but not in like the sense that people sort of perceive it as like, okay, if I go do this good thing, if I go, go bring food to my neighbor or whatever, then I'm going to get food in return. Like, no, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Well, let me put this on you then. What if the quote unquote good karma, and I don't like calling it karma, but what if the good you putting out and the good you receive is something that was preventing something even worse from happening to you? It's something good that you just don't see or realize because it was a prevention.
You're saying you're preventing the bad things that is to come.
Right.
So I think that comes, I think that is sort of, okay, I get what you're saying. I don't really know how to explain what I'm saying though. I think that there are people that are thankful for what they have. There are people that are not thankful for what they have. There are people that look at things as you only look at bad, or you only look at good, right? Or you look right in between, or you're empathetic, or you're just not. I don't know. I think that a lot of good is a preventer of bad. I also think though that karma is not real, because I think that a lot of people, when they do good and they don't, like I'm one that I had to learn that it burns if I touch, like I had to learn, right? So if I mess up, then I got to learn a lesson. if I never learned that lesson, then so that would be kind of like the mediator between my being a felon and being a decent person. You know what I mean? I
Are
don't know.
you?
I'm
Are you?
rambling.
Did you say being a felon? Are you a felon?
I'm not a felon.
Okay.
Shockingly. Shockingly.
I want to see if Ashley gets a job. So we are doing a test because I'm gonna,
Yeah.
she's gonna follow the instructions because it was Ashley I was talking about, and I wasn't saying it until she said, "Yes, it's me" in the chat.
Are you
When I said,
Go
"Will it
dance.
help somebody get a job?" So we're gonna let her try that.
You should double
Okay.
seal that. Go dance to the moon naked tonight down in Florida. See if it double seals it. She gets the job.
Okay,
Well,
I have
I
one.
mean, I don't
I
know
have
if
one
that'll help
question about
me.
karma.
You know,
I have one question about what you guys think about karma. If karma was real, wouldn't we all just be really good fucking human beings?
Well, yes, but not all of us are that fucking smart.
But if it comes back to you, if that's you learn from
Right. I
mistakes
get
or
you.
you learn from whatever.
Yeah,
If karma was real, then hot damn.
everybody be nicer, is what she's saying. Everybody would be like, well, there's no point in screwing up today. I might as well just do good so more good comes.
And we've all seen some of the best people on this planet get completely screwed.
Like me.
It's like me. Okay. I'm just kidding. No, I found it funny.
Man, look, I see your point. I do see your point. And I try to be good to everybody who's in contact with me all the time, even people that hate me. Drax knows.
Me too. Me too.
I get your point. Like, yeah, those people, it seems like nothing ever comes back to me. I feel like it doesn't matter if it comes back or not because my conscience is clear.
Well, here's the
So
thing.
I see your point though.
Karma isn't real though, because if karma was real, that means that you're doing it for a selfish purpose, right? If the purpose for doing good was to get good in return, what's the point? That just means that it's a transaction. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't mean you're a good person. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're a person, right? So karma to me is non-existent because it's about who you are, not what you do, I guess. I mean, it is about what you do. You get what I'm saying. I'll stop talking now. Sorry.
Karma.
So Drax has a
Just
job.
be nice to me always.
Drax has a job suggestion for Ashley, I think. Is that what I'm looking at, Drax?
Right here, down here. You can throw that up.
Yeah. There you go, Ashley. You gotta get out there and
come on.
There we go. They're hiring Ashley.
clap your cheeks. Clap your cheeks at the moon, Ashley. Clap your cheeks at the moon.
Hot damn. Right there. Right there. There it is.
Come on.
Wow.
What?
All right, you
What?
guys. So what I want to ask all you though, what do you think? There's a lot more of these people coming out of the woodwork. People are getting into this witchcraft stuff, and I believe it's because of the online stuff. Back in the day, you had to go to the little store, you had to buy the little book. Now it's on the internet. You can just enroll. I'm surprised that the witch that was here doesn't know more witches from just online groups. What do you guys think of that? Do you think the big rise in it? You guys?
Well, something had made it easier, made it more mainstream, if you would, right?
Yeah.
More out of the shadow, because we grew up, we only heard about things like that in books, saw things in TV, maybe a show. You didn't know if it was based on anything.
I remember back when we were younger, the books were buried at the bookstore. You would find like one section of the witchy stuff, and then as the 90s progressed, you found more of those stores that it was all in your face. Here's your witch store.
Yeah.
And now it's all trans books.
Exactly.
True.
So.
But then she said though they have the god and the goddess. There is no. You notice that they don't do the trans thing, but I bet you the new witches do. I bet you they have a little Shim statue right in the middle.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
Like me, I want to go to. I'm joking about going to Spirit Halloween. Now I'm hesitant. But I want to go check it out. I love Halloween.
And we never
to see what kind of witch related things are inside the place.
And it's Halloween, and I forgot to ask her this. We were short on time. I actually had to jump out, but the holidays that they celebrate. You got Samhain, which is Halloween, Yule, which is Christmas, Beltane, which is Easter, Oystra. I can't remember which one that is. It's in May. Wow, I mean, it's a whole different world. But a lot of the stuff.
It's not Ash Wednesday. Okay.
Yes, Ash Wednesday. A lot of it is taken from the Greeks. And a lot of the stuff is translated over through Rome, through the Greeks. Wow. Witches, baby.
Yeah. completely off subject. Did anybody see the picture of the Egyptian temple? Yeah, the pyramid with way up has a hole in it with an air conditioning unit shoved inside of it today.
I have not. Link that to me. I need it for the fit.
Okay.
Joker, throw
All
that
right.
up there when you get a chance.
I'm
Bodie,
looking at it.
Bodie put out some original content today. There you go.
Hallelujah. It's a blessing. My art is a blessing.
I seen one you did yesterday or the day before. I caught it. I can't remember.
There's a guy. Yesterday that on X, he posted a screenshot from an email he got from X, where Pakistan authority, communication authority, had contacted X, complaining about this fella and his constant posting against Islam. I guess Pakistan would like to have a word with this fella, and he posted a screenshot of that actual email, and Bodie reposted it. I was like, Pakistan. I was like, we are sorry that our views on Islam hurt your feelings, but we are not giving up dogs. We're not giving up bacon. We don't agree with Sharia law, and we don't agree with child brides. Sincerely, all of America. And then I put at the bottom, P.S. You can kiss my big white American ass. How about that?
I reposted that. Yep, I reposted that.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
You know
I was
what?
gonna say, now I remember it.
There were about I think 5 other people I want to say that that I know that got that same. I don't know what's coming at people, but something is happening. But I mean, we all saw Dearborn today. What the?
Look,
I'll tell you what, though, they do serve bacon in Dearborn. I promise you. I went to Burger King and I said, I'll take a cheeseburger. And then I just said it. I had to. I go, I'll take bacon on it. Right
No, you leave that bacon for no. You leave it as a weapon. You leave the bacon always.
Tell you what, man, there was a lot of spooky people down there today.
I want to tell you this story real quick, though. Drax, you're going to love this. Here in Dayton, we had a mosque, and it was a pretty big one. Never saw anybody go in and out it, though. So the one day we had a whole swarm. I mean, I think all of Beaver Creek's police force was there because it was in Beaver Creek, Ohio. It's a suburb, and pretty well off suburb. And the whole damn police department was out there, SWAT, everything, right? And I pull in. I'm like, "What's going on?" Because I'm being nosy, and the cop stopped me before I go any further. So what's going on here? And he was laughing about it. He said, "Well, some guy out there thought it would be funny to wrap every doorknob of this mosque with bacon. And as you know, they can't touch it. They can't remove it. They have to call somebody out to remove it, sanitize it."
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, and this is before
funny.
the whole hate crime bullshit. Well, we're talking like back in 2012.
Oh, all right. Okay.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Furthermore, Pakistan and hell, even the UK trying to tell Elon, hey, these people that are speaking against us, we're going to press charge. I don't know if they know this or not, but we're not part of their country. And no matter what Sharia law says, we have a law called the Constitution. They can kiss my ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come get me. I don't give a shit.
Well, that's the part that I don't understand. Is it seems like Sharia law. It seems like everything about Sharia law is quite literally against the law here in any state, in any county, in any part of America. You can't just go around beating people within an inch of their life in the street, right, in public, and then be happy about it, like have some sort of celebration about it or whatever, or even shave someone's head. That seems like an assault as well. So people whine about like oh well, it's their religion, it's their You can go F yourself, because either way it's against our laws, so it doesn't fit here. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fit with our laws. So if we want to make different laws, what are we going to do? We can't define a man or a woman. How are we going to define what kind of law you're supposed to adhere to? So I'll tell you what, any any American that wants them here, I
Yeah.
would. I won't even say what I'm going to say. I'm going to stop.
These people are in for the long game. That's what they're doing. I mean, but how do you get it in? You elect, like we have since 2019, 200 of these people into elective office. That's a start for them. They're in it for the long game.
Well, yeah. The Islamic regime is for sure, but it's the people that are allowing it to come in, that are voting it in, that are allowing it in. When I'm like, I mean, I would like lay down naked in the middle of traffic to stop anyone to get in this country because they're violent, they're scary. As a woman, I'm scared. As someone that loves kids, I'm scared. I like goats and I like dogs also.
So do they love the goat.
They do.
Oh, they really love the goat.
They love the goats.
I'm and be careful how I say it. They really love the goat.
They really do. Okay.
That's right, rock and roll. It's time again to wrap up on out of here. We'll be back next Tuesday night at 10 p.m. EST. You can find me and DCK Daily tomorrow night on the Daily Fix at 8 p.m. EST. You guys, it's been a great episode. Thank you, Miss Bodie, JB, and as always, Joker.
Yes, sir.
We will be
It was
back.
a good night.
Same time, same
Good
Joker.
night.
Yeah, definitely good. Like the witch. You guys like the witch?
Yes.
She was, you know, I said it earlier. I was a little reluctant to it. I wasn't real excited, but
Same
she
here.
was a real likable person, and yeah, I will definitely look for her out on the boulevard.
Exactly. All right, you guys, thanks for coming in. Continue to share it out far and wide. We'll get the chat working again somehow, or we'll find
Thank you, everybody.
Bodie?
Sorry, Joe. I tried pulling up the pop-up chat so I could just watch it, and it was glitching on me too. I was trying though, having it on both of the streams, and I'm missing stuff. So
No, it's unimaginable. It's driving me crazy.
apologies, everyone, for that. Yeah.
All right,
I was trying to
y'all have a
pass
good
that
one.
along.
All
Y'all
right.
have a great night.
Thanks, Carol Ann.